Greetings. Welcome back to another edition of Pan-African Digest. As usual, I begin by saying thank you to those of you who have been supporting our efforts to maintain this blog and the podcast. And I dearly appreciate your support. And please keep on supporting us by sharing our videos and our blog, and then our YouTube channel. As I always say, I don't have answers to Africa's problem. The only thing I do is to ask Africans to start challenging ourselves, to start asking critical questions, to start engaging with each other and examining the current situation on our continent. Do we like what we see? If we don't like what we see, what are we doing about it? We should be challenging those we elect or those who elected themselves to supervise our affairs in Africa. Our presidents, our members of parliament, our technocrats. We should be raising critical questions. That is about the only thing I do with my writings. That is the only thing I do with this podcast. Raising critical questions. Why are things the way they are in Africa? And why are we not challenging the narratives? Why are we not challenging what we see on our continent? Why are we not raising questions? Today, I want to raise another question which to me is very important. It is the question of paying using state resources to pay pensioners in Africa. Have you ever think of that? Why do we spend a large percentage of our national budget to pay people who ruin our countries, who ruin our continent? We have presidents who mismanage our affairs, spend 4 years or 8 years, most of them, some of them have elongated their terms. They are there for forever and a half. Okay, let's take those who spend the mandated 8 years. Why should we pay people after? What exactly are we paying them pensions for? The ridiculous thing is that some of them even go ahead and take what they call ex gratia. Ex gratia means the showing of appreciation. So these leaders, after ruining our economies, after devastating our social services, they give themselves ex gratia, as if we should be grateful for their mismanagement. And we don't seem to have any problems with this. I give the example of Nigeria. 40 or so years ago, Nigeria had Nigerian Airways with about 36 planes, which was flying over the world. Suddenly, whatever happened, people ruined this institute, this organization. They ruined the Nigerian Airways. Today, Nigeria hasn't got a national airlines as big as Nigeria is. Never mind that the presidential fleet boasts of about 10 planes. And the question we don't ask now is, why do we pay those who ruin Nigeria Airways? For what are we paying them? After they ruin the national asset like Nigeria Airways, they go on pension, we are paying them. The same thing happened in Ghana, the Ghana Airways. So these are the questions we should be asking ourselves. Those who ruin our institution, who ruin our organization, who ruin our national assets, why do we keep on paying them? These are the questions we Africans should be asking. These are the questions that should be provoking us. What are these leaders doing when they come there? We see them with a fleet of every president comes changes this fleet of cars. They have time and money to buy the latest jeeps, the latest SUVs. Some of them change their planes. We maintain them at extraordinary cost. And what do they give back to us? Nothing. We can go to the parliament and also examine what do the parliamentarians in Africa, what do they do? In many of my writings, I gave the example of China. The Chinese parliament is not a permanent body that sits the whole year on. When it's time for what they call the Congress of the People's Parliament or whatever, they meet, pass the legislation for the year, and they go back to their professions. They go back home. In Nigeria, Ghana, we have permanent members of parliament. And what do they do most of the time? Approving loans. Since the introduction of what we call democracy, what example can we give of where the parliaments in Africa has helped to solve any of the problems facing the ordinary people? As if that is not insulting enough, at the end of the fourth of their term, 4 years, these parliamentarians go back home with what they call ex gratia. So in Ghana, they sit and shout all the time in parliament, making noises about foreign loans and whatnot. That's what we pay them to do. Permanent MPs, members of parliament, they are on full salary, on full allowances, and on full everything. The same in Nigeria. But in Nigeria, it's even where they have bicameral Senate, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. In some of my articles, I did a comparison on what the Nigerian parliamentarians earn and what the Americans earn. Shockingly, Nigerian parliamentarians earn more than their American counterparts, even though the Nigerian budget is just a fragment of what the US budget is, or the GDP. I think it is time we Africans start interrogating this thing. We pay these people. What they do, they go abroad and bring IMF and other specialist consultants. We pay them. We pay the consultants again. At the end of the day, nothing happens. We still haven't got enough water. We still have got electricity production, generation, and distribution still remains a challenge to us in Africa. Most of our countries. And we don't see all these things as things that really should make us sit tight and combine our forces to raise questions, to challenge these misleaders in Africa, as I usually call them. It is time for us in Africa, as Africans, to wake up. Instead of engaging our stupid xenophobia, whatever we are doing, we should raise our voices, because we are so far behind. Until I come your way again, please don't forget to like our YouTube channel and share our podcast and our blog. Until next time, thank you very much.